Hello everyone. After months and months of rumors and leaked information and leaked pictures, the $1,000 LEGO Death Star is now finally officially up on LEGO.com, and it will be coming out on October 1st for LEGO insiders and October 4th for everyone else. And like I said, it's $1,000 US, 1,000 euros, 90 pounds UK, and $1,300 Canadian, which are the euros prices and the pounds UK, those definitely do not feel good to me there, especially not compared to the US price. And but it will have 9,000 pieces, just over 9,000 pieces, and 38 minifigures here, which is quite a lot of minifigures. But this picture here in particular is the one that's been going around for a while now. But this was the format that LEGO chose to go with. They didn't choose to make it a sphere to actually have it accurate to the Death Star. They instead chose to make it more kind of like just a big circle here with lots of different interior sections from the Death Star here, lots of iconic scenes. And personally, that is not what I would have chosen for this, but that is what LEGO chose here. And as you can see in this 360 video, this is what it looks like here. Again, it's just a big giant wheel here pretty much. With lots of different interior details. And at least when you can see it from the side here, there are some stuff that stick out here. So it's not just completely a big giant wheel, but for the most part, it is pretty much just a big wheel. This part here definitely does not look good, but you really won't see this much because most people will have this that are probably going to have that pushed up against a wall or a shelf there. So I'm not really too concerned about that, but that definitely doesn't look great there at all. Here you can see what the super laser looks like for this, and that looks like a pretty similar to design to what they've done before for Death Stars. I don't think that's super different from what they've done before, but it looks pretty good, and I think that it works out there. Here is, I believe this is all 38 of the minifigures here, and the minifigures I don't think are actually that great here in this set. I believe the only one that has a dual molding for it is this Hot Tub Trooper here, which is probably my favorite minifigure in this set. I actually really like that one. But I think as far as I'm seeing here, I think that's the only one with dual molded legs, which is very disappointing. And in a set like this, the minifigures should be top quality here. And they really don't look like it here just from looking at this picture. I'm not really loving the minifigures here and just kind of how they look from this picture. You do get at least some nice variety. Of course, these are different characters from different movies here. They didn't just pick one movie, which that's definitely a good thing here. And there are some, they do give you like 6 different Stormtroopers here, so that's very nice. And they actually give you a Stormtrooper Luke and Han as well, and the Hot Tub Trooper. So lots of different Stormtroopers, which is good to see. Some different officers, some like Death Star gunners there. The royal guards there. 3 different Luke minifigures, 2 different Han minifigures, and 2 astromechs as well. So lots of variety there. So that is good at least. But the quality of them, I think, definitely could be improved because a lot of them don't have leg or arm printing there, which is not good in a set like this. This set does come with the shuttle here. So that's very nice, and I really like how that was done. It is pretty small here because, of course, it has to fit inside the Death Star. So it's definitely not huge by any means, but I think that it actually looks pretty decent here. And I think it can still fit at least 1 or 2. I'm not sure how many exactly minifigures they can fit inside of it, but there's what it looks like next to minifigures. And here's just kind of what like the main hangar section looks like. And you can kind of see like the stars in the background there as well. So that's kind of nice there. And I think that this all looks pretty good to me. Here, and then here you can see like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan fighting there. You can have those like set up to have them fighting there. Here's, I think these pictures here are just going to go through some of like the different interior rooms and scenes in the set. So here's like the trash compactor. Here's like that's like the interrogation room there. There's like some different hallways and stuff. And it is very large here, as you can see in this real life picture. This thing is definitely not small at all here. So yeah, you can see how big this really is. This does come with like a little plaque there, so that's kind of cool. And there's like some spots for some minifigures on that as well, so that's very nice. But yeah, you can definitely see how big this really is there. So that is good at least. And then here's just some more different real life pictures of it. And here's all the minifigures. They do give, like, it looks like little lightning parts there that you can have shooting out of Palpatine. There's that, so that's pretty cool there. And again, I feel like these minifigures just could have been a little bit more high quality than they are here. And then there's the shuttle again. So yeah, that's not huge, but I still think that it actually looks pretty good. Here's like what the Death Star looks like when it's, I guess it's like halfway built up here. And I mean, it looks big in that picture there. So the fact that I mean, yeah, I think that's only like halfway built up there in that picture there. Here's another look at like the hangar section here. And there's the throne room. And I actually really like how the throne room turned out. I think that actually is very nice, especially with the window in the back there. That's very good there. And I think this is probably my favorite thing that I've seen so far in these pictures. I actually really like how this looks here, especially with the different stairs and just some of the different details around the room there. That is all very nice. So yeah, I really like how that turned out there, and with all the different railing parts there and everything. That's all very nice there. And then here's like the conference room there, and I assume that these chairs will be able to spin there. They look like they're on turntable pieces, but yeah, this looks pretty nice as well. And here's some more real life pictures of it. So yeah, again, you can just see how big this really is. And then here's the video for it here. So let me play this. And there you can see it. That's just a halfway built, and you can see it's huge. And then there, and this part here is just a massive set here. And there's just some more different shots here of some of the different rooms. There's the elevator. So I guess the elevator does work in this, and I'm assuming there'll be like a crank or something like that to turn to get that to work. And then you can also close up the trash compactor there. So that's very nice there. I like how that was done. And then it also looks like when you close up the trash compactor that the Dianoga's like eye sticks up there. So that's actually very cool there. And then there's another look at some of the different minifigures there. I think that's all the minifigures. And then here's the box for it there. So yeah, I really like the box art for this here. I think that the side of that actually looks very nice there. So I like how that was done there. And then here's the back of the box. And there's just some more pictures of some of the scenes there that I already went through here. And looking at the dimensions of this, so it's 28 inches tall there, or the height of it there is 28 inches or 70 centimeters. And the width is 32 inches or 79 centimeters. And the depth is 11 inches or 27 centimeters there. So this is definitely not a small set by any means. This is very massive here, again, as you can see by those dimensions. And as you can see from a lot of these pictures here, just how big this set really is. So yeah, it definitely does have some real size to it here for sure. Again, the minifigures, like I already said, I feel like those could have been done much better. I do really like that hot tub stormtrooper there. But if you scroll down a little bit here, you can see where they have like the gift with purchase, where they talk about that. And let me go to that here. So this is called the TIE Fighter with Imperial Hanger Rack. And this has an estimated value of $35 US. And this will be available starting October 1st. And I think it's through the 7th, I'm pretty sure, is when this is through, when this will go through. That is, of course, as long as the supplies last for it. But here's the gift with purchase, though. I don't even really think it looks that great. I think it's a TIE Fighter here, and some stormtroopers, and then also a TIE Fighter pilot, as well as this little hanger part there that can hold up the TIE Fighter. And of course, they had to make it very small so that it could fit in the Death Star. But it just doesn't look that great, and I think it also had to fit a minifigure. I think that this does. Let me go to some of these other pictures. Yeah, I think that this does hold a minifigure there. So it just kind of had to be weirdly proportioned so that it could fit inside the Death Star and also hold a minifigure there. But it just ends up not really looking that great here. And so this is definitely not a gift with purchase. I really think is that valuable. I think it definitely is valuable to have a TIE Fighter in this set. But I don't think that this was a great design here. I don't think that it looks that great here. And there you can see what it looks like in the Death Star. So yeah, I think this could have, I think the like the wings part here, the wings on the side here, or whatever those are called there on the side, those definitely could have been taller, I think. And that just would have looked a lot better there. But here is what it actually looks like in the Death Star there. And this does also come with like a cart, as well, as you can see in that main picture here. But I don't think that this includes any like exclusive pieces or like a sticker sheet or anything. So if you did get the Death Star after this gifted purchase is available, you should be able to find all these pieces and be able to make this TIE Fighter here. If you really wanted it to have it with the Death Star there. So that is good at least. That again, I don't think that they've used anything exclusive here. So that is definitely a nice here. And then it does come with 236 pieces. So yeah, I thought I'd go through that there. I don't think that it looks that great, but I think that it is important to have a TIE Fighter with the Death Star. So yeah, I mean, I think that you know, yeah, that's important, but I don't think that it was, the LEGO did a great job on that, honestly. There, I think that could have been done a little bit better than it was there. But, I mean, finishing up here with the Death Star, again, it's $1,000. I don't think that the price is actually that bad for this here, $1,000. Obviously, that sounds like an insane amount of money for a LEGO set, and it definitely is an insane amount of money to pay just on one single product from LEGO. So, yeah, I feel like, but I don't feel like the value itself, though, is actually that bad, especially when you compare it to some other sets. But it still is really, really expensive here for what you actually end up getting. I think that they definitely, and there are a lot of stickers in this as well, I think. I don't think that there's a whole lot. I mean, I assume there'll be a fair amount of prints, but I think they do use a lot of stickers in this as well. It looked like going through some of these pictures. So I think that they definitely should have used a lot more prints, and also I think the minifigures should have been higher quality here. And I still don't think it would have been worth $1,000. But I think that definitely would have helped for sure. But to me, the bigger problem really isn't the price. Because I think if you compare this, you know, to other UCS sets, I can kind of see where the price is coming from here. The bigger problem, though, to me, is really just what the style that they chose to do with this here. The way that they chose to configure everything. That's more the problem with me. I definitely would have much preferred a very nice sphere that actually looked like the Death Star. Kind of with some different panels that you could take off that had some interior sections on the inside. Kind of like what they did with the UCS Millennium Falcon. You know, it looked very nice from the outside, but there was still some interior details. I personally would have much preferred that over this here. But this was a design choice that LEGO made here, and I think that they did, you know, it's a design choice that they made, and I think that they did a pretty decent job executing on that choice. But to me, that just wasn't the right choice for this. I personally definitely would have preferred if they had done this differently than they did it here. But I don't think that it's a terrible set, but it definitely isn't amazing. And for $1,000, you really want a set that's really, really good, because again, that's a lot of money to pay for one single LEGO set. But at least the value, I think the value could have been much worse than it is here. So that is good at least. Again, the gifted purchase, I don't think that's worth rushing out to get this set for, just to get the gifted purchase here. I think that it's, you know, that it's decent, but it's definitely not, you know, not super valuable, at least in my opinion here. So yeah, I think that pretty much does it for my thoughts on this set here. I think it's not terrible, but it could have definitely been better here. And for $1,000, I would have expected something a little bit better than this, actually a lot better than this for that much money here. But I think that will pretty much do it for my thoughts here on this new Death Star. Again, it will come out on October 1st for LEGO Insiders, and October 4th for everyone else there. But pretty much anyone can be a LEGO Insider there. So yeah, pretty much just October 1st there. So yeah, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one.